everybody, what's up? I'm Braylon with the B&B Motorsports channel. I'm out here at Anderson Ford in St. Joe with a 2019 Mustang GT. I am really excited to get into this review, so make sure you check out the description for the specific time codes where I will be doing a tour of the car, a drive, and my final review. After many requests, I have finally secured a Mustang. The 6th generation pony car didn't see many changes in 2019 after all the updates from 2018. In 2019, the offered GT options were the fastback you see here, a premium package fastback, and a premium package convertible. The paint color is Oxford white, and the previous owner added the aftermarket black racing stripes. Let's check out this Coyote. Here is the fan favorite V8 Coyote. You can expect 460 horsepower at approximately 7,000 RPM and 420 pound-foot of torque at 4,600 RPM from the GT. Now, one of the reasons I am so excited to drive this GT is it has the 10-speed automatic transmission instead of the standard manual 6-speed transmission. The automatic transmission has been tested at 3.9 seconds 0 to 60, whereas the manual transmission has run 4.4 seconds 0 to 60. Now, the 10-speed automatic transmission has been co-developed with GM, and you can also find it in the Camaro ZL1. One of the few non-stock items on this car are the wheels, which are 19 inches instead of the stock 18 inches. And these tires, stock, they were 235s, however the fronts are 245s and the backs are 275s. I know the gas mileage is an important consideration on everyone's mind right now. You'll be happy to note that the automatic coupe version of the GT gets the best gas mileage at 16 in the city, 25 on the highway for a combined 19 miles per gallon in comparison to the manual transmission and the convertible automatic, which get 15 in the city, 24 on the highway for a combined 18 miles per gallon. A couple of my favorite things about this pony car include these bulging lines here on the quarter panel, and I have always been partial to the sequential turn signals. The two cons I found were this white color. While I think it looks very classic, it would be hard to keep clean all year round, as well as this front spoiler down here. You would really have to be careful when going over incline drives. Moving on to the ebony interior, a few visuals of the roomy front seats. Not much space in the two back seats, you'll see in just a second. The dash is reminiscent of the 69 and 70 Mustang. I made it into the back seat. My legroom is pretty limited. However, the seats are comfortable. They provide a good deal of support. This armrest right here adds a little extra space. Now, I will say, if you're very tall, your head is going to hit. If I sit up with good posture, my head does touch this back glass here. So, you know, if you are 6 feet tall, you might be in trouble. Some things to keep in mind about this interior is the leather-wrapped steering wheel, the keyless start, the rear parking aid and backup camera. This Mustang only has 19,500 miles on it. Now, of course, the backseat is a little bit crowded, but that's to be expected, as it is with most sports cars. Let's check out the key. In case you forgot, we're driving a Mustang here. We have the lock and unlock buttons, the remote start, as well as the trunk release and the panic button. I have been dying to try out the remote start, so let's get going. While the cabin is pretty quiet normally, I do like hearing that Coyote motor as you are accelerating. Kind of reminds you driving a sports car. Now, the red line is 7,500 RPM, but we will not be hitting that today. Don't worry, I know I'm no fun. Steering is pretty responsive, as well as the acceleration. Normally, I say I want to drive a stick. However, as I mentioned before, the automatic is just a touch faster, and it's nice to not have to worry about it as we're just driving through some of these residential areas. I have great vision here, however, it is a bit limited in my rear view mirror. I showed you guys the back seat, those little small mirrors behind the B-pillar. Pretty hard to see out of if I were to change lanes on an interstate, but again, as long as you're facing forward, nothing to worry about. And I'm sure most of you guys are going to be driving to where you're not going to have to look behind you very often. That was so much fun. Let's go back for the final review. All right, you all made it to the final review, so let's get going with performance. I was so happy I was able to get my hands on a Mustang GT with the 10-speed automatic transmission. I also would like to talk about the paddle shifters. I didn't think I would like them, to be quite honest. They were a bit smaller than any other paddle shifters I've ever used, and they're made of a plastic. However, I was pleasantly surprised by them. I also enjoyed the Coyote engine. However, I was not able to really push the GT to its limits, considering we were in mostly residential areas. So at a later date, I would like to really see what that bad boy has got. Aesthetics wise, I did talk about this earlier in the video. I would really like to see that Need for Green paint color. However, the white is a very classic look. The GT is pretty practical. The gas mileage is quite a bit better than a lot of sports cars that you see nowadays. The comfort, I don't have any major complaints as long as I'm not riding in the back seat. Of course, the infotainment center could be a little bit more modern, but you do have the rear parking aid and backup camera. The fun factor was pretty high. Like I said before, I really didn't get to test it out on the top end because we were in residential areas, but that just goes to prove you can still have fun cruising around. All in all, my overall experience was great. Thank you so much to Anderson Ford. Make sure you guys go check them out. I'm so glad I was able to get my hands on a Mustang for you all. And I will see you all next week on the next Motorsports Monday. I would like to thank my sponsor for the video, Anderson Ford, and if you would like to see more cool cars like this GT, come see Kelso at the Anderson Ford in St. Joseph, Missouri. Thank you so much.